Phoenix Rising by Michael Anastas. Wake up, dead man. We've got work to do. Ash stood up and stepped out of the coffin, still clutching Pikachu, and the priest fainted. What do you mean? Do you remember Mew3? At hearing the name, Ash held Pikachu even tighter. Mew3? He's not back, is he? No. Ash loosened his grip on Pikachu. Oh, that's a relief. It's probably worse. This time, Pikachu's cheeks puffed up, and a short jolt of electricity formed in them. Pikachu gasped for breath, and tugged at a strand of Ash's hair. Pika! Pika! What do you mean it could be worse? Both Mewtwo and Mew3 attacked from a distance, using weather manipulations, right? Well, in the past week, a hurricane has formed. Ash's grip tightened. A hurricane? Out here? Not here exactly. On the East Coast. However, the hurricane remains immobile, much like the Bermuda Triangle does. Unlike the Triangle, however, this one is much bigger. In fact, it threatens Porta Vista and Sierra Lazas at the same time. Ash's eyes widened, and his grip tightened, until Pikachu's electricity welled up inside him. Pika! Pikachu! A huge jolt shot through Ash's body, and Pikachu escaped his grasp, coming to rest on top of his hatless head. It's that big? He asked, not bothered much by the surges of power he had almost gotten used to receiving. That would make it almost 1,000 miles in diameter. It's even bigger than that. Granted that storms like these have happened before, but never like this. 1, it's too far away from the hurricane belt. 2, it's immobile. And 3, the eye, calculated down to the very last millimeter, stands right over an empty oil refinery, which was reformed into a research facility 2 years ago. Everything settled into Ash's mind, and he could feel his pulse running through his neck, arms, and legs. Are you ready for more? Ash swallowed hard. Can it get worse? Undoubtedly. The refinery is property of Giovanni. Misty cringed. Brock clutched his stomach and threw up in the open grave. Giovanni is going out of his mind, Merlin continued. As it turns out, almost all of his property is at risk due to the hurricane. In fact, he's even offered a temporary alliance between his corporation, which he still refuses to give a name to, and Sierra Mana. That's how desperate he is to put an end to this. Well, he took drastic measures like that the last 2 times. Did he say anything about this one? Only that it's not another Mew clone. Unfortunately, he openly admitted that he didn't care what went on at the laboratory until now. Supposedly, they were working on the fission project, but had something else going on the side. Merlin rubbed the back of his neck. He sent Team Rocket as an ambassador, but... Team Rocket! Then it's official. This is definitely a trap. That was my first thought. What made me think otherwise was the fact that James wasn't with them. Huh? That's what I said. Jesse came up with a very convincing story. Something a person of little intelligence couldn't just dream up. Jesse and James were actually about to investigate the refinery due to the suspicion that they were doing something off to the side. Well, James made it inside, while the others monitored his progress from the ship. That was when the storm turned from a nuisance to pure mayhem. So, you're saying that Jesse and James have been separated because of the hurricane? Yes. And we all know how utterly worthless they can be unless they have a full team. The stories I could tell. Ash turned around and looked down at the casket. And you went through all this trouble because you need my help? Who else would I call? You killed Mew3, right? Ash's eyes widened. You think I killed him? Who else? Ash hesitated. I guess you're right. He rubbed his forehead. Do you think I could have some time to think? Time is of the essence. Brock stepped forward. Merlin, Ash just rose from the dead. Don't you think you should give him some time to think about everything? Merlin nodded. I guess you're right. He turned back to his arcanine and looked over his shoulder. I could probably wait as long as you need it, but Team Rocket isn't as patient. They'll probably tell you anyway, but they're temporarily on our side and about to leave for the coast in a week. That's how much time you have. Otherwise, we're on our own. Misty stepped forward. Do we really need Team Rocket? Well, it is their property. They'll know the area. Plus, they have access to a large amount of firearms. So does Lieutenant Surge, said Brock. He's in the military. Why not ask him? Merlin put his hand to his chin. Surge and I don't exactly see eye to eye on anything, but I guess he'll understand our situation. All right, Ash, while I'm talking things over with Surge, I want you to think about this. I know you just rose from the dead, so you're probably not ready to face death again. But remember, 50 million lives are at threat right now. Just something to think about while you're deciding. He turned around and walked away, with Arcanine walking proudly behind him. Misty approached and placed her hand on Ash's shoulder, fighting back the urge to hug him. Ash, I think there's something you should do right away. Huh? The world has gone to pot since you died, Ash, said Brock. Your Pokemon have gone insane. Professor Oak is going through a state of depression, getting plastered every night in the basement. Your mother... He stopped. My mother? What about my mother? Misty sighed. We don't know. Ash went frantic. Oh my god! Professor! Mother! My Pokemon! We should probably get your Pokemon first, said Misty. Trust me, they really do have it the worst. Misty and Ash walked out of the cemetery and away from what many had believed to be Ash's final resting grounds. Brock followed idly behind them. Gary stayed behind. His fists were clenched down at his sides, and his teeth ground together. In his rage, he went back and brought the bottle of wine from his car and prepared to smash it against the tombstone. Cheater! He yelled as he kicked the lid shut. You were supposed to be dead! I swear I'll... He raised the bottle of wine over the tombstone, but before he brought it down, he gently lowered it to his hands and popped the cork. You'll return to the dead, Ash Ketchum. I'll drink to that. He raised the bottle to his lips and drank.